Hail.
Greetings, King.
King Yashua.
Rastafari, the King of creation, that ever liveth, ever faithful, ever sure. How is everything, great King?
Everything is going, everything how it going supposed to go.
Well, it not go right to me at all.
Okay. It a go wrong.
When me looking at the House of Parliament and see what go on is a disgrace.
Well, is it true me not looking there now? That to me, that gone down long time to me, you know.
Yes, it's that stupidness, that's the most ignorance to run in a country and the corruption and somebody talking to you about it and you know want to take heed. You know, overstand the stupidity that run in my country.
Yeah.
My country is running under no guidance, no 120 other them in the House of Parliament. And you tell me, say, the 120 other them in the Parliament, then can make Jamaica country be the best country in the world? I mean, come on. The amount of guns, bullets, the amount of things that going on, corruption and things between these politicians is unbearable to the citizens of this country, Muta.
You hear anything else about the 7 million bullets when it go missing with the what them call it? The 7 million bullets, you know, million.
Muta,
yeah.
Everything in Jamaica is like a 9-day wonder. Because we don't hear nothing.
Wait, hold on there. You didn't hear if them pay back the telephone bill?
If them pay it back, I know we don't hear, but we
you don't hear them pay back the telephone bill?
We don't hear, but you know the telephone company must get paid.
Get paid away. Actually, you don't know them and the telephone company going in a cahoots. Pay back what? Them and them in a cahoots, Rasta.
But anyway, my brethren, hear me now. I only for things where I want them politicians to deal with for me. Whosoever responsible for the road from Freetown Square, Freetown, Glengarsten, catching Muta, the road around there is in a deplorable condition.
Yeah.
Every rain constantly falling in Glengarsten, dig up the road. Yeah. And some breed a hole in the road, them bigger than pothole. So, more than love for people who is the representative. Because, you don't know, every time people say they might come look on it and they might come fix it, as no, it can't get done, and no politician take no interest to come.
Yeah.
Earl then say most of the councillor, and the man who win that something that sent me already the last. Done. All of them people are responsible for it, and that's a single one.
Things done.
Come all and scrape the road first, drop to come all on it and repress it. The road is in a terrible condition, Muta.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Each time I go there and I have to drive on that road, is like to see have the vehicle them dropping down in this wall and they must say then can't go down and then can't go up there. So big man.
Yeah.
I'm pleading to whoever the politician is to please take necessary, responsible, and go and get this community road fixed. It is one of the best farmland.
Round the terrible door. Round the terrible when come on to road, brethren, may I tell you?
Muta is a disgrace.
I know, that's what you talk about, you know. But almost the whole stretch of road gone up, that's terrible.
Yes, it's unbearable, Muta. It's not that good sign, and you can't say you have vote for people to represent the community, and the road is like that. And the one they say them a PMP, the one they say them a labor right. And not a single one neither the PMP nor the labor right now tries to get it fixed. So I'm not overstanding. These people love the way they live. Yeah. Is that a good way that to live?
According to Damian Crawford, dirty labor right and plywood comrade.
It's sad, you know, brethren.
And now I'm going to be the governor, the president, the prime minister.
It's sad, King. What I want my people to listen to me.
Yes.
Actually, these people have some nerves problem when we say I grow on Muta.
But you have it too. But you not to say you have it too.
Have what? The nerves problem? Yeah. No, man, I can't have no nerves problem.
No, when you drive, watch out. When you drive in a Jamaica, you know. It's a
Jamaica, right?
Automatic nerves problem, you know.
No, brethren. Well, me feed for me Medina. Me dopey gun, me young, so I stop leave.
Yeah.
And them things there with me molasses build me nerves
yes.
like a brandy.
Yeah.
You see them things that nerves builder, so
yeah.
man out there with problem, with nature problem. Just bank up the Medina, the dopey gun, dig up the Medina. With the root, dig up the dopey gun with the root.
Which one of them name dopey gun now? Give me that name feed.
Dopey gun is like, then call it pop shot. When I go to school, you put it in the hand and spit point and it bursts. So you throw it in the water.
Okay. You have to give that name, yeah.
But you dig it up with the root, it look like cassava, which we call wild ginseng in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right? It's very, very good for man nature.
Man nature. Want to human nature.
Hear me now. You see the aloe vera now, we call Stinker Bible.
Yeah.
You go get the aloe vera,
yes.
and you go wash it off completely, cut off the maca. You go get some natural coconut oil,
yes.
and you go fry out the aloe vera.
Cold pressed coconut oil or just coconut oil? Cold pressed coconut oil or just boiled coconut oil?
No man, the natural coconut oil. Jamaica natural boiled.
No, we not. No, them have boil oil and them have cold press oil when I go up on fire. So I ask you which one of them?
Cold press. The cold press
one. Okay.
Right? Get the aloe vera and fry it out in a heat. You can boil your own coconut. Just get the dry coconut, grate it, squeeze out the juice and boil your own oil.
But I tell him to blend it because nobody not grate a coconut again.
Well, either way, as long as they can get the juice out of it. Use that juice and fry the aloe vera. Right?
Fry the aloe vera.
Yes, you're going to fry the aloe vera. Cut up the aloe vera and fry it out in that natural oil.
Yes.
That natural oil now is called a stimulant oil.
Okay.
So a man can use it to anoint him sex drive with it, where if he have low sex drive or he have...
You mean like a Viagra?
It's to make the Viagra very simpler than that.
Eh?
The Viagra is simple watermelon. No,
may I ask you if what you are telling about the fried aloe vera?
It's very good.
Mine is an antidote for donkey I talk about, you know.
Right?
Mine is an antidote for donkey I talk about, you know.
No man enough for donkey man to meal enhancement man. Because a lot of man have poor circulation because of diabetes.
But me ask you a while ago what about the woman, they might not tell me.
So the woman, them you have several things. So the woman, you have honey, goat weed, Spanish nigger. These things increase woman sex drive.
You know, the Spanish nigger, a good plant, a good vegetable. Spanish nigger. A whole heap of Jamaican people don't know enough. Spanish nigger and puzzle.
It's good for several things, man. You blend it out to a juice, you drink it, it's good for sugar. People who have low immune system, it builds it. It helps cleanse the blood. It's good for people with hitching, like people with liver spot and eczema problem. It's very good motor.
All right, we have to move now, though.
Love is life, brethren.
Yeah, because the catch part will come up here now.
Love and love is the Almighty.
All right, so I hope them fix the road for you.
I hope them do.
Because you're going to have to go take somebody to go on medicine.
Brethren, I tell you, love is life. Blessed King.
All right, sir. Yes, that was King Yatra, you know. I tell you, it's not easy. All right. What time is there? We could play this tune now. They must say, why Ganja go mad you and all them something there. We don't see that happen. It don't show, say, because the country decriminalize it or legalize it, it means that you're going to have more drug people than on the road. The reversal is true because cigarette cause more destruction to the human body than ganja. You know, and we see now medical marijuana is what is the in thing now. Have them little extract ganja oil and all them things there for deal with them sickness. And the whole of we need it, you know, because the whole of we sick. The whole of we are sick. Listen to the politicians on the radio at night time. Listen to them on the news and give them views. The whole of we sick, we need some medical marijuana. That means we just start to plant it, let go the cane sugar, let go the cane, them and start to put hemp in the ground, put ganja in the ground and see how further it can go, because we know and the private sector know. Because right now you have companies where investigate, Jamaican local companies investigate the idea of using ganja in a them product. Which company said this week them see the feasibilities. And then you have a next company in Canada where we'll start make ganja beer by now and next week, next April. Ganja beer. Can you imagine that? And at the THC night too, you know, that means you know, so when you don't drink that beer there, you know. When you don't drink that beer, that is it for you, you know. Go sleep till next week, click it. Yes, this is the Steppin razor. We want to talk about the herbs and how that get decriminalized in South Africa, which is a landmark vibes that in Africa. You know, ganja, the government in Africa, funny with it. I mean, really funny. You understand? Man, certain players don't catch you with it, man. It's fire in squad. You understand? Even, you know, your life, if you get hung on fire in squad for ganja quicker than child molestation. Yes. Anyway, Sister Carol. I will tell you that Sister Carol have an album here. We have pure ganja tune upon it. I tell you, every tune refer to ganja. They must know how she love it. Yeah, man, she love it. God to bed.
Good afternoon. I am Donique Weston with the local and international headlines. The National Works Agency, NWA, has embarked on another phase of its disaster mitigation program. The new program, which is valued at $95.8 million, is being implemented in all parishes. This is the second such drain cleaning program implemented since the start of the 2018 hurricane season. Manager of Communication and Customer Services at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, says the program targets critical drains and gullies that have been identified for attention. Mr. Shaw adds that the program of work is still being finalized in some parishes, but the NWA expects the cleaning exercise to be executed over the next 8 weeks. He says consultations have taken place with elected representatives in each parish to involve a wide cross-section of persons in the discussions on which drains should be cleaned. Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Opposition Leader Dr. Peter Phillips are paying tribute to late businessman William McConnell. The Prime Minister says McConnell was a trailblazer, nation builder, and inspiration to a generation of industrial professionals and innovators. Meantime, Peter Phillips says Jamaica has lost a stalwart of industries and a good and faithful son. The two lauded Mr. McConnell as not only a businessman, but a nation builder who advocated for sustainable and progressive policies that would boost employment and spur economic growth. Mr. McConnell was also praised for his tremendous work with the private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, as well as his various stints on state boards. William McConnell passed away yesterday at age 71. In news overseas, hundreds of people are feared missing after a ferry capsized on Lake Victoria in North Tanzania. A local official told the BBC that 5 people have died and 102 have been rescued, but another said that the vessel was overloaded with more than 400 people on board. The Tanzanian government has confirmed that the ferry capsized, but exact figures for those on board are yet to be confirmed. Finally, there were multiple fatalities in a shooting at a pharmacy distribution center in the U.S. state of Maryland. The shooting happened on Thursday morning in the Perryman area, Harford County, about 40 kilometers or 25 miles northeast of Baltimore. Officials say there were also multiple wounded. A suspect was in custody in critical condition. U.S. media report that 3 people were killed and the shooter was a woman. The Harford County Sheriff's Office, however, has not confirmed this. The identity of the shooter has not been publicly released, and the motive was not immediately known. Those were the local and international headlines. Major news is next at 5:45. From the RFM newsroom, I'm Donique Weston.
Some ghost business are going on at the computer, yeah, man. May I tell you? This is the Steppin razor. We'll talk about the herbs thing, but I could move from that subject there because we're glad to see the government really decides this styrofoam thing and this plastic thing now go work. You understand? We're supposed to talk to, but we really want to talk to the High Commissioner from South Africa about this new development in a South Africa, yeah, where unprecedented in Africa. We really have to figure out how them come to that. I mean, we know them come to it still because of where them, the higher court, them decide, say, it's really unconstitutional for do what them do. But after so much years, man, after so much persecution and ridicule, so we know, so we feel good about all the road fixing and all them something there, and it really gonna look nice, you know, but you can't say the man them really never really figure out the thing, the enthusiasm to make the road before the money where them owe, interest go on it quick. Them decide they're gonna do everything one time. And we can't see where gonna happen based on what we make. We can't know how the thing are gonna set, and it gonna look beautiful and thing. The question we should have really asked ourselves, at what expense to the Jamaican people will all these road things cost us in the long term? Because we know, say, I know nothing for nothing, you know, nothing free. There must be something that we have to go really. Anyway, we could come back to it. Listen up, special part dries up next. Yes, this is the Steppin race. You know, the government I'm very proud of the government that crime has gone down drastically. And I think they are very proud of themselves. They keep blowing them own trumpet. You know, it's so loud. We need to find out about them gun where them now find. Because this state of emergency thing look like that was a crime plan, where everybody say the government need a crime plan. Apparently, them never have a crime plan, but this now become the crime plan because them say it carried down the crime rate so much that now them want it stay there like it's a normal behavior. And the people, they must now accept state of emergency as a normal thing. That is unconstitutional. Since them deal with constitution, it's unconstitutional. And what we see now is that according to the statistics, there is less criminals being caught and there's less gun found. And one might say that the reason why less gun is being found and less criminals is because when them a shoot at the criminal them, not so, the criminal them a hide. The criminal them gone to them normal little life in them community and hide the gun them. If you want to really sustain, if you want to have a sustaining crime decrease, you have to have the gun them and you have to capture the man them who is shooting the gun them. You can't know that the crime rate gone down and you look for the thing and you say, but wait, you have to me say the gun them we find last year is that amount of gun about the place for the amount of people them where the crime rate gone down. No go so. The gun them still out there. The gun them still out there, and as long as the gun them out there, if this thing is not constitutionally sustainable, them still have to go find a crime plan. We need a crime plan from the government and from the opposition. Them can't be them come like cause, you know, tenement yard them living at. You know the two of them are cause? That when I say something over there, so that yeah, but hey, you see the Prime Minister. I'm bad man, you know. You ever hear him cuss? I don't know it, but I tell you the truth. The man if tongue lag, you know. No, I tell you, me hear him cuss about the worst, the most corrupt government, you know. Peter Phillips say the GLP is the most corrupt government since independence. Him come out and him start to name out all the corruption them. Most of the corruption them with the PNP and say, is the most corrupt government in the Caribbean. You can't beat that, you know. Because Peter Phillips will come back now and say, yeah, but you is the most corrupt government in the world. And then they will come back now and say, but you is the most corrupt government all from Mars. Them people are not easy, you know, Rasta. A lot of talk, you know, and the government in the house, and the Queen house, some are going to say, you know. I tell them, I'm going to report them to the Queen in Rasta. And the Queen also go and so, you know. The two man, well, I don't know Rasta, because that not help nothing. You blame me, the two of them corrupt. PNP and GLP, corrupt. You can't name some corruption in the PNP and name corruption in the GLP. There's no way I'm going to say this boy right now. The only thing with seeing corruption is that it make everybody know it's corrupt. Corruption is corruption. I mean, I understand why a man that want to feel say boy right now, because him come out now and say, okay, we identify this and identify that. No. Corruption will always be in the country. Because I know that I can be very corrupt. Shamara can be very corrupt. And I know that Young is corrupt. See it? But for really say the government, it's like preacher and government. The government and the preacher them. And I just tell Taros Riley, you know, say the artists them, the government and the preacher them is conspiring against the people of Jamaica. 3 entities right now in Jamaica we are conspiring against normal people in Jamaica. The artists them, the politician them and the preacher them. The 3 of them are in a bed. The 3 of them in bed together for really thwart the happiness and the prosperity of the Jamaican people. Because the politicians, them, work on the people, them, economically and politically. The preacher work on the people, them, spiritually and religiously. And the artists, them, work on the people, them, psychologically, and in decadence, to the level of decadence, so decadence can't go no more. So, I don't know who's the enemy of the state. I know me are the enemy of the state. You have to check the politician, the preacher, and the artist, them. Who the cap fit, wear it. I never call no name. Who the cap fit, wear it. Okay. So, an argument. Okay. We want to talk to the Chief Executive Officer of the Jamaica Environment Trust, Susan Stanley. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Muta.
How are you doing?
I'm alright.
But your voice sound familiar, you know.
Really?
Your voice sound familiar, man.
Maybe true come on the radio now.
Eh?
Maybe true come on the radio now.
You come on the radio enough?
Mm-hmm.
And the first you come on my program.
It's true. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, but it's my program is enough. I say come on the radio enough.
It's true.
That is like saying the artists them and featuring and many more. Like many more as artists.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay. So you are part of the Environmental Trust business now. What is the purpose of the Environmental Trust?
We're a non-government organization, so like a non-profit, a charity, but we focus on environmental issues.
Mm-hmm.
So we do environmental education, so we educate people about the environment, and we also do a lot of advocacy around environmental issues. So
you're different from
Do you remember Save Goat Island?
Yeah,
Are we that? You don't know that up Jamaica?
I want to upper cockpit country.
Yes, Save Cockpit Country, are we that?
Okay.
Not up Jamaica, are we that?
So I want to the river that near me where whole heap of dead animal in and all them things. I want that too.
Which one, that?
Right up at Templar, where the people them desecrate the river, man.
Oh.
With animal, all sorts of animal.
There's a lot of rivers in Jamaica that are very polluted. So
yeah, but the problem with it, the problem with it is that the people them below which part the filth there, I wash and I cook and I clean and I use the water for drink and all them something there.
All manner of things.
So all you think so we can with animal, all sorts of animal.
There's a lot of rivers in Jamaica that are very polluted. So
yeah, but the problem with it, the problem with it is that the people them below which part the filth there, I wash and I cook and I clean and I use the water for drink and all them something there.
All manner of things.
So all you think so we can alleviate that? We don't say can't end it, but all you can alleviate that.
Well, we can do a better job of, taking care of our environment. We can dispose of our waste properly. Make sure that we're managing our garbage properly. We can stop using so much chemicals and pesticides and all of those kind of things on our farms and things.
But you say, all right.
That's a little things.
But you say it's good for say stop this and stop that, But the government is part of the perpetuation of this environmental disaster because those chemical and pesticide we are talking about is sold by the government and it is imported here by RAD and all these people.
I know that.
So all the environmental trust, what have to offer that? Because all these things what we hear about, where Monsanto the other day did have to pay $200 million to a man the roundup thing. And we don't hear a hem about it from the government. We should have be a big thing.
Because the music enough in Jamaica.
So with the environmental trust, what is the argument put forward by the environmental trust to the government as it pertains to this specific roundup thing?
Well, we've been talking about that for many years. We write enough letter and things to the ministry but
nothing.
Nothing.
So and even though this landmark $200 million lawsuit against Monsanto, we shows the roundup thing is part of the cancerous problem. You ever send that findings to the government to show them say, but teacher, this is a case in point where it's not a conspiracy theory now. Because sometimes they mark these things off as Chamuta and Cabo de Pan radio attack them fools instead. It's conspiracy theory. But right now, the American court system decides that Monsanto must pay $200 million. And there are dozens more people who is going to Monsanto have to go pay now because of this landmark. So we are saying now, if that happen, the environmental trust, I think we should use that as a precedence for an argument to the government about this chemical thing where you say we should have get rid of. Oh, you see that?
Yeah, that sound like a good thing. We'll make sure for Senate to Adlisha. I think him on Twitter, so we can tweet him with it.
You go tweet him? You're not going to see him personally. I'm good at listening, you know. And I say, imagine you can go talk to him.
Listen, you know, so, you know, if he's listening right now, I hope him really taking heed.
Yeah, all right. We understand about, we talk about dumping. What is your proposal? What is the organization proposal to the government as it refers to Riverton City? Because this is something in question now. Everybody is trying to figure out. We need, what is it that you propose for Riverton City?
Right. Well, Riverton is a problem for decades now. We know that every once in a while, every year or so, there's a major fire at the dump, and it causes all manner of problems all across Kingston. But just the fact that the dump is there, right, and all of the waste and garbage and materials that go into the dump, it is a health hazard, even when it's not on fire, like what happened in July. Right, even when it's not on fire, it's a serious public health problem. You know, there's people who are in the communities that are surrounded dump that them burning tires in the evening to get the copper out of the tires. And it affecting the health of not only them but everybody around in that area. Right?
So we know that. So what the Environmental Trust propose to do about the Riverton City dump? What is full of proposals to the government?
We have been advocating that the dump need, like, as in them need to reduce the operations, so scale down the operations at the dump, stop sending garbage there over a period of time. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but over a period of time you would reduce the amount of garbage that you're sending there. You would have set up a proper landfill, right? And a landfill is a well-managed area. You know, you're separating out your garbage, you're capturing all the gases off of the garbage because, you know, you're catching all of the liquid parts off of the garbage. And, you know, things like tires would not go to the landfill. Your plastics, them would recycle. All of those things.
So what the government say about that? What them say? About the landfill rather than a dump?
Nothing yet, so we've been talking about it for many, many years, but the government has taken action on it.
Nothing. All right. We say we reach the stage now at the plastic.
Right.
Which is almost like, it's a whole part of things we can talk about, but them concern now is with the plastic, and them say by January it going to be illegal. The plastic bag and the
some kind of plastic.
Yeah, and the styrofoam bags where people are eat out, where when you put hot food in it melts. So I may ask you now, what is the move that the Environmental Trust is making to help to facilitate the government? Because me personally agree with the government.
Right.
Me agree with the government. And
you agree with the government this time?
No, and the government agree with me because me put that talk about it.
I talk about it long time.
Yeah, all right. So now that the government...
I talk about long time.
No, I know one thing. Me agree with the government with still, you know. I know one thing, but this thing I know me talk about because me agree with the government about the sugar thing too, you know. And me tell them must even go further. Me tell them say, when you have too much starch food because starch convert to sugar in your body. So meanwhile you talk about the sugar as cane sugar, you have to deal with also the carbohydrate because most Jamaican people eat more carbohydrate than eat protein and them things. When you see them have rice and chicken, and mostly whole heap of rice and a little bit of gravy.
And whole heap of food in it.
Yeah, all right. All of the white food them. And then they will say, they talk about the importation of, how them import granulated sugar in the products where them talk about, and it are coming at the island illegal, and them bring it inside us, so with the big manufacturer, them gonna tell you say thing illegal, and them go find out who are do it. Them know who are do it. Alright, so what may I say to you now that...
But me don't know about that so much.
No, me I tell you about it. Alright, so what may I say now that we pass the stage now of saying it not good for we. But them reach a stage now where them I say it's illegal. What is the trust doing now for help the government for bring across this message to the people them?
All right. So remember when my first come on, I said we do education, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to help the government is we're going to help educate the people about not only what is banned, right? Because so the styrofoam, them banned, the scandal bags, them banned, the plastic straws, them banned. So it's not only that we're going to spread the word about that, but we're going to talk to people about, all right, so all of them things they're banned and them going to be illegal. What you are going to use instead?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so what you going to use instead? What you going to use instead?
All right, so when we talk about garbage, right?
No, what we're going to use instead? Instead of the plastic bag.
So scandal bag, no people use that for hold them garbage, don't?
Yeah.
Right? Because it's free. Garbage bag you get when you go, when you go wholesale or when you go supermarket, when you get scandal bag, it's a free garbage bag. So now we're not going to have those. You're going to have to get the garbage bag, the bigger garbage bag for holding your garbage, right?
No, hold on, mama. When I talk about garbage bag, the scandal bag them where we use or we carry. Where and if you buy a sweetie, them draw out a big the scandal bag and put the sweetie in it, and you walk out.
You have to take your own bag now.
Okay, you get your own bag.
You have to take your own bag now. So you have to take a reusable bag.
Yeah.
Something you can use over and over and over again. You have to take that with you when you go supermarket.
Because you know that there's some places in America when you go in there, them ask you for either you want paper bag or you bring your own bag.
Right. You have to pay for it.
Yeah, me know, but the paper bag to me is almost a swap marga dog for puppy. It's like because the paper bag is also a health hazard too.
Yeah, it's better you just take your own bag.
Yeah, because you have to go chop down. The amount of tree we chop down for make all a roll of toilet paper is unbelievable.
Same thing.
You understand? So that is part of the destruction of the environment. So we are saying now that you can have your own bag.
Right.
Just keep your bag, and anytime you go to the supermarket or you go market, you carry a basket. In Africa, them have some bag from basket from Ghana, where the people them carry go and market. And people used to have them little basket over them and a carry go and market. But we have to return to that. Yeah,
because we used to manage just fine. We do it before, we can do it again.
Yes. But you see, if you like, then if you do it, you have to turn around, make fashion, and you're going to see how quick people find bag.
Oh, yes.
If we put them things in all the bags them used to throw away, them go throw at the back of the car when they reach a supermarket, then walk with the bags, go in the thing and pack up the bags and carry go out road. So we need to suggest those things to the people them.
Right.
And that I hope is part of the education.
Yes,
don't just tell them about get paper bag.
Right.
So me fight against the paper bag too. Yeah.
And then remember the box for them where we used to eat cook food out of where you get lunch.
Yeah.
Like a cardboard box.
Yeah, the thing with them box they do it.
You put wax paper lining and you have to eat it fast so the gravy in
you put grease paper in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we used to sell food downtown there, and that we used to do. We used to have a little bag. Through our Italians, we never used to know about them because we said she shave like coffin. And I did that's going on there, but it's easy. I only people used to use them.
Right.
I have the cane trash, where it's part of the whole process, so you can convert cane trash into these bags.
Yeah, you can, and press board as well.
Yes, so there's a whole part thing, but I am really with it, and tell the people them something where the trust is seriously engaged in as it relates to these environmental issues. What is the now thing that Well, you have to tell me, say the styrofoam thing.
We're really focused on. Like, not just up Jamaica, we still are going to watch how the cockpit country thing are going, because you know, so them announce that them are going to make it protected, but them don't actually put it into law yet. So I watch that too, so I make sure we hold the government accountable. Or, you know, we want to make sure them follow through on that promise. What else I do? We do another project on beach access, so we want to make sure that Jamaican beaches, people can go to the beach, that them can access the beach. Ordinary Jamaican people, you know, not have to pay one bag of money to go every beach in Jamaica. So that is the next one, and we do a lot of work in schools as well. So I'd love to say, I don't know if you have ID and thing. I don't know. I would love to say, you know, have this almost like a policing, not police necessarily, but policing of these bus where the police them don't see, but the bus them where emit all that carbon monoxide out of it, and when you drive behind them, the smoke just there, and you can't see the bus in front of the amount of smoke. You can't have some policing. I know maybe we don't have enough people. But you know, so them used to have it, you know, them used to have it so that when them stop your vehicle, them used to hold up like a little piece of paper by your exhaust, and if it black up, them give a ticket. But them stop doing it.
Well, I think we should really have this.
We said the new road traffic act soon pass, and so with that, them going to develop some regulations.
But you don't have to have no regulation. The law is there already. The law is there already, you know.
But I guess them want strengthen the regulations.
No, I know them. Me I talk about, you know, are the environmental trust me I talk about. I know them. Might start call you them too, you know.
Just a one little organization, you know. I want like 5 hours work.
And 5 hours work.
Yeah,
so we don't
have to really, you know, get some volunteers.
No, I'm ready to take down lights in a car where emits carbon monoxide in front of me all the while, you know, and take down them lights and make police go check it, because them go say no, them not have enough police to do all of them little foolishness, which is not foolishness. You know, that might look like say is a minimum thing, but it's a very serious thing. The carbon monoxide we emit from these buses.
When Riverton are burned, it make a bad situation worse because the air already so polluted.
Yes. And them now them realize it's not nobody go burn it down. It's because the sun did hot the other day. Certain things out there catch a fire. It's like when you take magnifying glass and hold it to the sun and hold it paper underneath it, just see the paper start burn.
True, sometimes it happen like that, but some of the time people light it same way here.
No, me never say people don't light it. Them say the other day, them come to realize that it's not nobody light it. Because that is what the government did use as. Eh? What you say?
I said one of the time is twice it catch on fire this year, you know. One time it's muddy lighted, and the other time it catch how you are described, you know. It just catch fire just like spontaneous.
All right, mama. Well, you wanna we have to move.
Alright.
And you watch out, you have to keep me in line where I go on with you know, because I don't understand when I have this long name, Jamaica Environmental Trust, like when I have money put on somewhere where we need for access.
No, it's a charity, you know.
A charity.
Yeah,
all the name trust. So all the name trust.
Well, so you can trust me for the right thing.
No, under that environmental trust me. Go and talk. I know that it means. Anyway, give thanks, Susan.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Irie. That was Susan Stanley, Chief Executive Officer of the Jamaica Environmental Trust, talking about have them work with what them seeing necessary and important to know. And the cockpit country, she mentioned the cockpit country surprisingly. That is very interesting that she mentioned the cockpit country, that the cockpit country still up on the board. With all the argument with the Prime Minister said this and the Prime Minister said that. Them still not come to no conclusion about the cockpit country, especially like when them still have the backside, no for liquor or nothing. And that way you are going, you know, the backside I still have for liquor or nothing, we could have get enough more money for it. We just say it gone to the whosoever. And I say, anyway, click it. Yes, this is a Steppin razor, the art of war. You know, say the other day, me see them put up. The PNP did that cause in jail. Hey, them people look like them on some it's like a run just thing I go on here, so now, because the police them get some lime green looking vests and them thing. I mean, here PNP come out and I say, them a try push the GLP colors. No, I don't remember the name of the brother. You think you can find the name of the brother outside? Can find the name of the brother outside. Let me call him name on the radio. Because I really want to know if the brother they ever go outside of Jamaica yet. Or if you ever look on the police show them in America, like Law and Order and all that, I see what kind of clothes the people them have, the police them have. Or if you ever go Europe or England and see the police them ride bike on the road, if them not see the same thing the police them have, is a international, what them call it, a accepted universal colors on the police them. Now I don't know if this brother know Port Royal or if him know the airport, whether the Sangsters airport or the Norman Manley airport. But for him to come out now, I think them might try hold on pants straw rasta. Fitz Jackson said. I'm kind of like him, you know. I kind of like Fitz Jackson, you know, but Mr. Fitz Jackson, really no. I don't know if him him watch TV. Him not watch TV. No, even if you watch TV, Rasta, even if you don't travel outside of Jamaica, but you watch TV and you look on them police show in police, you see say the color there is a accepted color. It's frivolous, it's childish. For real, a man stand up now and comment on the color where the police them have and say them a try push the GLP color in the police force. What kind of madness that? It's joke. It's joke business. I say if them keep doing these things, like how me here now, the GLP now, the Prime Minister get up now, like a little child, and I talk about and I count out all the corruption them where the PNP involved in, and then say them is the most, because obviously him a look something were wider than since independence. So him say now the most corrupt in the whole of the Caribbean. I don't know where Damien Crawford will come up with, because you know say him as a youth him always come up with things now for put him out in the Riverton dump. Because that is really sometime what happened to him, even though now him ascend to almost be the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. This little youth is coming up now. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I know same always put him foot in my mouth. So along the way, well, I don't know if I would have voted, because I'm not voting for him. Neither do I vote for Peter Phillips. Neither do I vote for Mr. Holness. And these people cannot be trusted, because when you're going there, you could try to change the system. Because I know Peter Phillips as a Rasta man when I just come a Rasta. Peter Phillips, Jerry Small, Minnie, is three people I know say make a whole heap of one side Rasta in a Jamaica. Whole heap of one side Rasta in a Jamaica because of Peter Phillips. And because Peter Phillips was one of them where they called university youth, where I say Rasta. It's like he was more a professional Rasta. He know more things because he read the Bible from Genesis 1 to Revelation 22. So he more know about Rasta more than a man like all me now where just there bush and I do certain things. So you hear me I say now, really and truly, when you look upon all the people them who transform to politics, say them have to go in at the system to change it. And you realize that when them go in at the system, they become a part of the system too. It's really that I go on, you know. Because when you're outside, this is so much wrong things, you know. It's like when you're in a government. One time I hear Elise say, let's say, the party will lose and them should have been the government, you know. Because when you lose, you can't see so much wrong things are going on. And that is really wrong to the two party them. Them get stuck in other things so much that if the PNP win, the things that when the GLP say, you say, yes, that's true, you know. And you can't see what them are saying, you know. That's why I don't like interview politicians. Because when politicians come on the radio, you know, them say the right things them. If the PNP man come, him say the right thing, and the GLP man come say, oh yeah, me never look on it that way, you know, me hear him said, me think that's how you going to, and then him come back, come reiterate this different thing. What me I say is that when you're outside, you see all the things that we need to change. But when you go inside there, the system change you. And that happened for years. And it can't happen no different if you have the same kind of government around the country, because it's the same textbook. The only people them that people can't study right now, but you can't study them, is the Chinese. Because the Chinese gradually take over people's country through infrastructure thing, but the people them who invest in the Chinese, what you call, you trust them to build up roads and infrastructure. But when you look at because right now, Zimbabwe, them take over the power company in Zimbabwe, because Zambia fault upon the money where them owe them. Sri Lanka, the coastline, them control that now. The Pakistani, them are moving for the Pakistani, them. And what is happening is that there's a whole heap of country that China help to build up them infrastructure. But it's so large that the money was supposed to come back to them. The government so poor that them never make the money enough, so them have to fault upon the loan. So them have to go find something else to deal with. So what them do? Them take land. Because them know to like we. Land is the basis of power, and if you don't have no land, you don't have no power. Now the Chinese that take land from where you owe them. Alright, you know owe it and you can't pay it back, well give it land. And we see that happen even in Jamaica right now, not on a large scale, but it's going to happen on a bigger scale. Because we see this massive infrastructure, the structure thing that take place, construction here, construction there, road this, road that. And these people will run the country, can't take sleeper mark debt. That is an old time thing, you must take sleeper mark debt. You must know what China doing in Africa. We hear Cabo talk about that every day. And that every time she dip on the radio. That me I said, well, Cabo, me want to cry for you, because we don't know all the people them so dumb. Because them don't see the thing that open up in front of them like flowers or like them take it as like nothing. What is happening in Asia and in Africa by the Chinese is something that the government of Jamaica and the Caribbean should look on, considering that China have more foothold in Jamaica now than any other Caribbean island. But we see the infrastructure them go up and we feel good about it. But what happen down the line when we find out, say, but here we know, we're supposed to pay back at a certain time, the government say, at least the Prime Minister say, the reason why all of them are do so in a one time, because they were supposed to be done already, but because certain things never get to do it. So now it catch up on them, and them need to do it before a given time, or else the loan and the grant going to be at fault. And some of them going to be null and void, and we're going to in problems. And we going to in problems. Because a whole heap of them politicians so dead, and then after them dead, the younger one them go come, and the younger one them go owe the same money where the old one them did have there, and I go on like say this and that, and then now the people them go back in the same thing. We must look on what is going on in other parts of the world as it relates to China doing things to other countries, and the countries them falter and them loans, and them have to take land. It's land them have to take and sea coast. Them do it in some small little country them in Asia, and them do it in all the other countries them in Africa. Zambia, Ghana, Djibouti, I mean, you name it, where them there. And now them in Jamaica. And we can't say it's going to happen to we. Why we think it's not going to happen to we? It's going to happen to we after all of these pretty lights and bright roads, this and road that, where we can drive from here to 45 minutes. And I'm saying, yes, we feel good at. And I love the highway. I take it every week. And now them fixing round there, so the Chinese them. And I'm going to drive back there. Because it costs me very much money to come from here to there, to there, to here. So what I'm saying, we need to know, say, these politicians have good intentions when them not in power. When them not in power, them have very good intentions. But you see, when them go inside there, when the power corrupt, they just say Lord Acton say, power corrupt, absolute power corrupt, absolutely. Power corrupt. Absolute power corrupt, absolutely. And we're going to read something today where Marcus Garvey talk about as it relates to politician. Okay. So we're going to go back to this article here. We mentioned it before. South Africa free up the dagger. Yes, South Africa free up the dagger. We want to talk to the acting South African High Commissioner, Tyrone Gunny. You know, say he was here during the Marcus Garvey thing, and we had a conversation about the land thing. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Wagwan.
You know, I tell you, easy, you know. You know, easy. We are going still. We are going. I'm glad for you. You say it now. That means no, so I can't talk you like I'm a brethren. All right. You hear me say now?
Yeah, man.
Big development in South Africa.
Yeah.
The dagger decriminalized.
Okay. Let me explain it from a legal perspective. What the Constitutional Court ruled was in respect to privacy, an individual's right to privacy. And as part of an individual's right to privacy, you can grow a small quantity of marijuana which you can consume in the privacy of your home. Now, the ruling doesn't allow for an individual to buy or sell marijuana. It doesn't allow you to transport marijuana. So the legal context of the constitutional ruling is in the context of an individual's right to privacy. It doesn't relate to one's freedom, religious freedom, or personal freedom.
Yeah,
it allows to privacy.
But you know that the movement of this ganja situation always start out that way. In all of the countries them that decriminalize ganja, it start out exactly like what you just said. But we know that it can open the door for an evolution of the thinking as it pertains to the law of the country, where it moved from just private use in your house to like 2 ounce. You know, if a police find you with 2 ounce, you know, or then it can even lead to legalization. You think that is possible in South Africa?
Well, I think that is something that the South African Parliament must preside over and promulgate the necessary laws.
Yes.
But I think, as you are saying, Muta, very correctly so, where we have seen for the full decriminalization, it has started out in this way. And a lot of the civil society debates, a lot of the non-governmental debates where people are weighing in on this, is they weighing in from particularly that perspective, is that when decriminalized, it will allow not only for use, but also for economic development, because the current ruling doesn't allow one to cultivate extensively. You can cultivate for personal use. So I agree with you entirely. It starts out this way, and we hope that, whatever decision ultimately is taken by the Parliament is taken in the best interest of our people.
Well, we know that in Jamaica, you're allowed to plant 5 plants. You're allowed 5 plants. But you're not supposed to sell it. You're supposed to have it in your house for your personal use, you know. And
but who's counting? Is somebody going around and counting?
I don't know who's counting, because I know a man will have no plant that you can't tell the plant them really. You think of some other plant like a rosemary, you know, but what is it is that...
That's what's interesting in South Africa, in the context of our ruling in South Africa. What they're saying is that a small quantity, that must be defined by a police person. So if a police person comes and finds that the small quantity that Tyrone Gunny has is bigger than the small quantity that Mutabaruka has, it is the discretion or the discernment of the police officer to make that decision. And that's something which is, since the ruling, civil society and interested stakeholders have been saying, well, who defines what is small quantity?
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's still a lot which needs to be unpacked.
Yes, definitely.
Needs to be understood. But I think certainly for a number of people in several spaces, I know that one of the big discussions is about the medicinal value.
Yes.
That,
it can be added. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where the discussion must go forward from here.
Do you think that South Africa now will will be like because of South Africa, there will be a domino effect across Africa as it relates to this, the influence of South Africa in Africa itself?
Well, I think in particular those countries that are looking to decriminalize for economic development, forget just the issue of personal space.
Right.
I don't want to say that South Africa is a power on the continent, but certainly developments that take place in South Africa on occasion tends to have a ramification across the continent.
Yes.
Especially with things like this. So if any other countries on the continent are looking to decriminalize, I think they would look at it particularly from the legal perspective.
Yeah. Well, all right. Sometime I there in South Africa and I drive with all a bridge and they must smoke a spliff in the car. Does this mean now that him can just drive with a spliff in the car and smoke it and police won't trouble him out work?
I think, well, first of all, you're not going to be able to smoke it in public.
No, in your car.
You cannot smoke it in public. You cannot smoke it, you cannot sell it, you cannot transport it. It is for the consumption in your private space.
So your car is not a private space?
Well, that's the thing. How do you define a private space?
No, and that's why I'm asking you. If you have a car and you are smoking in the car, that's not a private place?
Well, that's what needs to be unpacked, Mucha, is because the privacy aspect is, does one's vehicle qualify, one's car qualify as a private space? A person who owns the car can argue that's a private space. But if you've got all your windows rolled down and you're standing outside the Pegasus Hotel, and smoking ganja, but that's in South Africa, people may say you're violating the public-private space because the private space is your car, but the public space is the parking lot.
Yeah.
And the smoke from the ganja is coming out of the car. So there are many issues which need to be unpacked further. For us, what we are saying is it is a first step, a positive step in the debate around a person's right to privacy.
Yes. Well, we're going to watch it, we're going to see it going, because, we have some things on the table in South Africa, the land thing. You're the Prime Minister, the President, telling Trump, say, look, man, don't let me alone. You laugh. You laugh about that. What do you think about what the Prime Minister, the President said? Tell me.
Look, the reason I laugh is because I know you and I must have a full program to talk about land. We can't have 3 minutes anymore, Muta.
A
full program.
Yeah.
And we must sit down and talk about it. But that's why I laugh.
Yeah.
But your Honorable Prime Minister always traveled to South Africa, and him
not always go to South Africa.
Yeah, and
me go to South Africa more than the Prime Minister, man. Me go to South Africa more than the Prime Minister. Not always go down there. Not always go down there at all. Not say that, man. Now because you are my friend. Him not go down there all the while. Him go down there the other day I was meeting so, but that don't mean him go down there all the while. Anyway, me can't say that. You can't say that. But you know say now. We give thanks to the moment. We give thanks to the moment.
You're breaking up a little bit.
No, I'm saying that we give thanks to the moment. That you're always up to doing interviews, and I can see that you get. By the way, so I invite you somewhere Sunday.
Yes.
Because I know you love go a party. You go all over the place. I see you all over the place. No party, me see you. Where and all them something. You ever go downtown yet?
Yes.
You go down to the pier yet?
No, I haven't been to the pier, but I've been downtown.
Well, me I tell you on Sunday, come down on the pier. You will enjoy yourself.
I will do that.
Yeah.
I will do that.
All of the South African diplomatic corps down there. You will totally enjoy yourself.
What time?
Between 5 and 1 o'clock in the night. Between 5 p.m. to 1 in the night.
I will see you there, Muta.
Yeah, I know you will come.
I will come.
Yes, definitely. Sunday.
All right.
All right. Give thanks, yeah?
Man, bless up.
All right. Irie.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. Diplomat. Acting South African High Commissioner to South Africa. But you know, you have a sister there too, you know. I don't remember which, Belgium. Not Belgium. No. One of them diplomatic corps there. Everywhere, you know. You see her a Raytown, you see her a Dub Club. I mean, all the places where party there, you know. The thing with it, you know, one time I asked her which part she prefer, you know. She said she prefer Raytown. I said, what? You know, a whole heap of people were uptown and never want to go downtown. And she had a diplomatic lady. Said she prefer Raytown. But you know, them I tell the people, them, the foreign people, them say they must go downtown. Them I tell, it's like what them I tell the tourists, them don't come out of the hotel. Don't go this and don't go this. And the people, them want to know which part the people, them, the core of the people, them, they, you know. The people, them just want to sit down and see the same white people, them, like them the America. And sometimes they might eat the same food like where they might run from America. They want hardcore festival and fry fish and bami and hockey and saltfish and kalalo and, you know, them things the tourists want, you know. I don't understand how these people don't understand that, you know. You don't want to come to Jamaica to eat the same food where you eat in your everyday life. It's a holiday in Nepal. You want to experience something. And Jamaica have so much experiences to experience that, trust me, when you don't experience, you need another holiday to get rid of the experience that we experience in Jamaica. Click it. We are get ready for, all right. We didn't really attack to this, the brethren a while ago about the South Africa vibes, but there's an issue where the Prime Minister, I keep I said Prime Minister, the President of South Africa, I tell Trump, say, watch a Donald Trump. You can't come here, you can't sit down where you and tell me if you know about land, you know. Because you know there's a thing in South Africa now to deal with the land issue. He must say, watch out, oh, you can't steal this one and tell me about land. Our land, and the land is for the people, them. The land is for the South African people. So you going to steal it now and start like you want to come tell me what to do with land. So him really I tell Trump some serious thing. I don't really want to find it. I want to find this thing with the Trump thing, you know. Make a figure it out. Make a go find it and figure it out. That's all. Aye, sir. This is not good. Whoa, yeah. Papa Biggie and Michael Rose coming through. You know, so look what we just mentioned to the High Commissioner of South Africa a while ago that about the argument where the President of South Africa make the message when sent to Donald Trump. You understand? We want to play the clip. We want to play the clip of what him say to Donald Trump from South Africa. So make us see if we can line it up, that's all.
Here is your latest Africa News Update.
We've been saying, for this issue of the land, this issue that Donald Trump fears so much, we offer this question of the land. I don't know what Donald Trump has to do with South African land because he's never been here. And he must keep his America, we will keep our South Africa. That is what he must do. South Africa is our land. South Africa belongs to all the people who live here in South Africa. It does not belong to Donald Trump. He can keep his America. And Ene is even worse. He is even worse. When I meet him, I will tell him. I will say, you, Donald Trump, you are even worse because your forebears came to America. They found the indigenous Americans they wiped them out. They killed nearly all of them. We are living as a nation, and black and white, we are going to find solutions for our land question. So Donald Trump must leave us alone. He must leave us alone, Kauri. When we were facing apartheid, when we were facing oppression, he was not here. He did not fight side by side with us. And we were able, on our own, yes, with support of progressive forces in the world, to resolve the apartheid question. As far as I recall, Donald Trump was not around the negotiating table when we negotiated the end of apartheid. So stick around there in the White House. We will do our business here, and we will find solutions for our problem. So stay out of our issues, and we will not get involved in your issues in America. You have your own problems. Leave us alone.
R.E.F.M. Thought-provoking, always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Yeah, this is the Steppin razor, the art of war. We're there with you. Yes, ill. Alright, blessed man.
Yes, ma'am. You know, he likes it. My man can laugh like that.
No, if I know you are mock me.
Man say, poor pastor, alright, make you walk barefoot.
I'm mad, and the poor make me walk barefoot. Can't believe that. But a long time I don't hear you, man.
Yes, sir. But I listen to my time still.
Why your phone bill not pay? You can't pay your phone bill again.
No, I know that, man. No, man, I do that, but sometimes I try call.
I know, get you.
Try to call. I kind of listen first and hear what I go on, and then by the time I call, they're too far in the line.
Gone down, yes.
Well, first time I try call, I catch it before. Because, basically, still, him no much wrong when him tell us paper come from wood.
That paper don't come from wood?
Yeah.
That's why I don't agree with it. That's why I don't agree with substitute plastic for paper. Because I'm more tree that I go chop now. You know much tree take to make one roll of toilet paper.
No, I'm not talking about. Remember saying leather.
No, the brother last night.
Yes. But the leather come from wood. I say, what?
Leather come from animal.
But you what now? So when they think about him, I say, I wonder if maybe you don't understand the man. Maybe you should have went beat him out. Because maybe other man will drink coconut soup.
Yeah, but you know.
If I try the skin from the coconut.
Yeah, well, you know. If you want coconut soup with the skin, you just get a whole heap of old shoes so you don't use, man. Put it in a pot with some water and put seasoning like that. Instead of kill the cow, them look kill out the cow, them.
You know, understand, you know, get on that.
No, me understand what you say. Man. I mean, just put in my little thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I put in my little thing.
It sounds like a Bible man, too, you know.
Watch out, man. You know, the man say the poor make me walk barefoot.
Circumcision.
Yeah, him say the poor make me walk barefoot.
I saw him get clean leather.
Yeah.
They go by foreskin them, so that technically that's so.
Yes.
Leather would have come from.
Yeah.
The vernacular that member.
Yeah. I tell you, some man can have some thoughts. The man say he might reincarnation of Haile Selassie.
Yes. Maybe my reincarnation of Moses, because Moses in the stomach.
I tell you. You hear about the man where you hear about you know what them called skydiving, right?
Yeah.
And you have to pull the rip card.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Okay.
So, hold on, man. Oh, yo. Listen to me, man. Let me tell you the joke like you never hear it yet. All right. So the instructor at the plane now say, you must count to 6, and then you pull the rip card.
Yeah.
So everybody jump out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The stammer man now jump up. By the time we reach 3, the grog him reach. Grog him reach already. That's a nice joke.
Here we all me know it. And so when they tell them to jump out and them jump on the report and them down on the ground and take and interview people. And them ask a man, say, how it feel coming down? They say, everything was all right, but when I was about 1,000 feet off the ground, something just passed me, whoosh, and all I heard was four, and just I reached 4 and then they right up there, so they go tumble down.
Yes.
But
that's not a nice joke to talk about people who scrap out.
You're first, man.
We should take back that.
Your first, maybe when I something I want to talk to you about, because the High Commissioner just straightening it out to you.
Well,
I want to tell the friend, when they hear, when they play the clip, you don't tell us it's on privacy business, but me, I'm just telling you a while ago.
Well,
it's not fully legalized.
No, we never said legalized. It decriminalized for specific purposes.
Yeah.
Like if you're in your house, not in public places.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like cigarettes in Jamaica. You're not supposed to smoke cigarettes in a public places.
No.
But we never see them prosecute nobody yet about smoking cigarettes in a public place, which is that a go on now regular. I don't know how we always have laws in Jamaica where you just say the thing and then after a while it just lapse and gone. The loud music still at the bus, them people still are preaching a bus. The fumes and the car, people still are throw styrofoam out of the car them. I mean, the politicians still are tell lie. All of these things still are going. Anyway, you have children now around you, man.
Oh yes, I'm kind of on beach side.
Why? How much you pay for going there?
No, that one kind of free.
Tell me which beach that?
It's up Tower.
Oh, you're going like say no one nobody else go to the beach.
I want a little place. I want a little place beside there.
They will not have a place to go, man. Suppose we have to hide out for go Palm Beach. Just go there, someone tell you which part of the beach there.
Yeah, it's also, but we are trying to do some little clean up,
Oh, yeah, clean up.
I organize to clean it up while we are.
Okay. If you like get in contact with the environmental trust, so we just talked a while ago.
I try to clean up because sometimes all the turkey then coming up over here.
Well, we're glad to hear you do some community work, man.
So there, see on dead one floating, big old turkey and somebody shoot him.
Somebody shoot him?
Somebody shoot him with a spear gun and then couldn't hang him.
Wow. Can you explain to me why is it that in this civilized world, you have a thing named bird season?
Them say sport to them.
Yeah, but that's but we're supposed to civilize now, man. That's how when first time, them used to have Africans where them tell you run, and them run you down, and you have to run as fast as you can, and them take your own dog, them hunt you down, and when them find you, they shoot you.
Yeah.
So I don't know, them never see it as nothing, but we get madder now, we're not supposed to do these things. Bird season, and you can only shoot certain bird, and all that.
Yeah, the bird season, the man them music, and I love them barbecued soup.
I talk it last night, I go talk it again, We as a people who used to run up and down, with trees and things there, Little more you're not going to see no tree, and you're going to have to go pay and have an outing for go look on a tree. Just like how we used to lion Africa, and now we have to pay for one lion in the zoo. Look more you have to go take children to go look on a tree and say, this is how tree looking. I say, oh, Daddy, this is what used to all over the place. I say, yes, this tree used to all over the place, but now you only have one tree.
Everything you see in that movie, them,
Yes.
They have war for water.
You ever seen them movie there where them have futuristic movie? You see the tree there? No tree now, them appear build up, and that is going now. We are living in a world of mechanical concrete jungle. So all little more, it's like when you have out and for go a beach. Like when you have out and for go look on a tree. Just like how people have out and for go look on animal in a zoo. You think I joke me I make? Then wait now. Animal no one normal thing in Africa. When we go to Africa and go up on the prairie, them, you see lion and thing I run up and down on it, and elephant and all them something there. All right now. when you come at Jamaica, you know, you don't have no animal around up and down, but you have animal at the zoo where you can go and go look on one lion. Right? Well, me I tell you, say, you reach at the stage where if we want to see a tree, a man going to keep a tree in a yard, and then going to put big wall over it, fence it, and sell ice cream and thing, and you're going to have to come there, pay your money just to come look at the tree. And tell your people them, said, this is how the world used to look. Tree. This is that thing named tree. See it? It have leaf on it. And then I said, Dad, what is leaf? So leaf is what on the tree. Watch them million people. And they think them crazy enough to do it. Anyway, give thanks, brethren. We have to go to the music news.
Right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Music news. People sometimes take this thing as a joke, you know. But watch and say. Because some things we take for granted. All right, watch and now. Telephone booth in England. The red one, them have them in a museum now, you know, where you can go and go see. This first time them thing they dip on the road, normally, you know. Normally you just go and see a telephone booth. Just like how you have first time in Jamaica, you want to make a car, you have to run go on a telephone booth. Now, telephone booth is like an item now. You put it in a museum and say, this is what people used to go use. Now you have this, you just sit in your house and use it. And the same thing why I'm to nature. The way the man them are going on and kill everything. You're going to have to go pay for go see a tree. By word. All right. Me not go there when it happen. But those who little hear me, mark my word. Say little more. Just like how you go to Puerto Rico, you take bus and go to Puerto Rico. Little more you go to take bus just to go which part that tree there. Okay. Click it. Yeah.
Greetings, King.
King Yashua.
Rastafari, the King of creation, that ever liveth, ever faithful, ever sure. How is everything, great King?
Everything is going, everything how it going supposed to go.
Well, it not go right to me at all.
Okay. It not go wrong.
When me looking at the House of Parliament and see what going on is a disgrace.
Well, is it true me not looking there now? That to me, that bound a long time to me, you know.
Yes, it's that stupidness, that's the most ignorance to run in a country and the corruption and somebody talking to you about it and you don't want to take heed. You know, overstand the stupidity that run in my country. Yeah. My country is running under no guidance, no 120 other them in the House of Parliament, and you tell me say the 120 other them in the Parliament then can't make Jamaica country be the best country in the world. I mean, come on. The amount of guns, bullets, the amount of things that going on, corruption and things between these politicians is unbearable to the citizens of this country, Muta.
You hear anything else about the 7 million bullets when it go missing with the Jamaica, the what them call it? The 7 million bullets, you know, million.
Muta, everything in Jamaica is like a 9-day wonder. Because we don't hear nothing.
Wait, hold on there. You didn't hear if them pay back the telephone bill?
If them pay it back, I know we don't hear, but we
don't hear them pay back the telephone bill.
We don't hear, but you know the telephone company must get paid.
Get paid where? Actually, you don't know them and the telephone company going on in a cahoots. Pay back what? Them and them in a cahoots, Rasta.
But anyway, my brethren, hear me now. I only for things where me want them politicians to deal with for me. Whosoever responsible for the road from Freetown Square, Freetown Glengarsten catching Muta, the road around there is in a deplorable condition. Every rain constantly falling in Glengarsten, dig up the road. And some breed a hole in the road, them bigger than pothole. So, more than love for people who is the representative. Because, you know, every time people say them a come look on it and them a come fix it, as long it can't get done, and no politician take no interest to come. Earl who then say most of the councillor, and the man who win that something that sent me already the last. Done. All of them people are responsible for it, and that's a single one.
Things done.
Come all and scrape the road first, drop to come all pan it and repress it. The road is in a terrible condition, Muta. I don't like it. Each time I go there and I have to drive on that road, it's like to see have the vehicle them dropping down in this hole and they must say they can't go down it and they can't go up there. So, big man, I'm pleading to whosoever the politician is to please take necessity, responsible, and go and get this community road fixed. It is one of the best farmland.
Round the terrible door. Round the terrible when come out to road, brethren, may I tell you?
Muta is a disgrace.
I know, that's what you talk about, you know. But almost the whole stretch of road gone up, that's terrible.
Yes, it's unbearable, Muta. It's not that good sign, and you can't say you have vote for people to represent the community, and the road is like that. And that one they say them a PMP, that one they say them a labor right. And not a single one, neither the PMP nor the labor right now try to get it fixed. So I'm not overstanding. These people love the way they live? Yeah. Is that a good way that to live?
According to Damian Crawford, dirty labor right and plywood comrade.
It's sad, you know, brethren.
And now I'm going to be the governor, the president, the prime minister.
It's sad, King. But I want my people to listen to me.
Yes.
Exactly. These people have some nerves problem when I say I grow on Muta.
But you have it too. But you not to say you have it too.
Have what? The nerves problem? Yeah. No, man, I can't have no nerves problem.
When you are driving, watch out. When you are driving in a Jamaica, you know. It's a
Jamaica, right?
Automatic nerves problem, you know.
No, brethren. Well, me feed for me Medina. Me dopey gun, me young, so I stop leave.
Yeah.
And them things there with me molasses build me nerves
yes.
like a brandy.
Yeah.
You see them things that nerves builder, so man out there with problem, with nature problem. Just bank up the Medina, the dopey gun, dig up the Medina. With the root, dig up the dopey gun with the root.
Which one of them name dopey gun now? Give me that name feed.
Dopey gun is like, then call it pop shot. When I go to school, you put it in the hand and spit pants and it bursts. So you throw it in the water.
Okay. You have to give that name, yeah.
But you dig it up with the root, it look like cassava, which we call wild ginseng in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right? It's very, very good for man nature.
Man nature. Want to human nature.
Hear me now. You see the aloe vera now, we call Stinker Bible.
Yeah.
You go get the aloe vera,
yes.
and you go wash it off completely, cut off the maca. You go get some natural coconut oil,
yes.
and you go fry out the aloe vera.
Cold pressed coconut oil or just coconut oil?
Eh?
Cold pressed coconut oil or just boiled coconut oil?
No man, the natural coconut oil. Jamaica natural boiled.
No, we not. No, them have boiled oil and them have cold pressed oil. When I go up on fire, so I ask you which one of them?
Cold pressed. The
cold pressed one. Okay.
Right? Get the aloe vera and fry it out in a heat. You can boil your own coconut. Just get the dry coconut, grate it, squeeze out the juice and boil your own oil.
But I tell him to blend it because nobody not grate a coconut again.
Well, either way, as long as they can get the juice out of it. Use that juice, fry the aloe vera, right?
Fry the aloe vera?
Yes, you're going to fry the aloe vera. Cut up the aloe vera and fry it out in that natural oil.
Yes.
That natural oil now is called a stimulant oil.
Okay.
So a man can use it to anoint him sex drive with it. Where if you have low sex drive, or you have...
You mean like a Viagra?
It's to make the Viagra very, very simpler than that.
Eh?
The Viagra is simple watermelon.
No, may I ask you if what you are telling about the fried aloe vera?
It's very, very good...
Mine is an antidote for donkey attack, about, you know.
Right?
Mine is an antidote for donkey attack, about, you know.
No man enough for donkey man to meal enhancement man. Because a lot of man have poor circulation because of diabetes.
But me ask you a while ago what about the woman, they might not tell me.
So the woman, them you have several things. So the woman, you have honey, goat weed, Spanish nigger. These things increase woman sex drive.
You know, the Spanish nigger, a good plant, a good vegetable. Spanish nigger.
Very,
a whole heap of Jamaican people don't know enough. Spanish nigger and puzzle.
It's good for several things, man. You blend it out to a juice, you drink it, it's good for sugar. Yeah. People who have low immune system, it builds it. It helps cleanse the blood. It's good for people with itching, like people with liver spot and eczema problem. It's very good motor.
All right, we have to move now, though.
Love is life, brethren.
Yeah, because the transport will come up there now.
Love and love is the Almighty.
All right, so I hope them fix the road for you.
I hope them do.
Because you're going to have to go take somebody to go on medicine.
Brethren, I tell you, love is life. Blessed King.
All right, sir. Yes, that was King. Yeah, try it out. I tell you, it's not easy. All right. What time of day? We could play this through that now. This is an important announcement from the National Water Commission. The National Water Commission is advising that as part of its ongoing non-revenue water reduction program, it will be conducting system maintenance works in several sections of the corporate area. These works will result in water supply disruptions today, Thursday, September 20th, 2018, from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Friday, September the 21st, 2018. Areas affected will include Garden Town, Ligany, Hope Pastures, Mona, Hope and Old Hope Road, Long Mountain, Barbican, several sections of New Kingston, Crossroads, Mountain View, several sections of Vineyard Town and Downtown Kingston, Harbour View, Palisades Strip, and other surrounding areas. They're not the whole of Kingston, man. I will never go like the whole of Kingston that. Yeah. Customers are urged to store water for use during this period. This was an important announcement from the National Water Commission. I read this already about 3 weeks ago. with the same area them. I read it already. Okay, we want to read something here. We know that Marcus Garvey in our psyche, and we're not going to make it stop in our psyche. We say the farmer Mia Angela Burke is doing a thing with Marcus Garvey picture where she have put up, I think it's 100 Marcus Garvey posters in a school with quotes from Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey is our first national hero, but Marcus Garvey and philosophy and opinion seem to strike a card in the hearts of people who say Pan-Africanism, but then it strikes a different card in the people them who keep maintaining white supremacy in Jamaica, even though white people and the Queen Elizabeth never come here for a long while. You know, we say white people come here as tourists. Them not come here for come unless them do some covert operation in Jamaica where we don't know about. But really and truly, Marcus Garvey have a philosophy and opinions that his wife did put together. But there's also a brother named Robert Hill who put together Marcus Garvey bookstore. One of them is called Life and Lessons. And in that book, Marcus Garvey talk about how he view government. And we have read this many times before, but in light of these two political parties run just in each other and talk about corruption, we think it's the right time now to read it again about corruption and how Marcus Garvey, our first national hero, say these things. Him say now, our modern system of government have partly failed and are wholly failing. We have tried various forms, but none has measured up to the ideal state. Communism was the last attempt, and its most ardent advocates have acknowledged its limitations, shortcomings, and impossibility. The reason for all this failure is not far to seek. The sum total of governmental collapse is traceable to the growing spirit of selfishness, graft, and greed within the individual. Naturally, the state cannot govern itself. It finds expression and executes its edicts through individual, hence the state is human. All right, so I'm going on now. If we must correct the maladministration, I want you to listen to this, this is Marcus Garvey, our first national hero's words. Okay. Marcus Garvey said, if we must correct the maladministration of the state and apply the corporate majesty of the people to their own good, then we must reach the source and there reorganize or reform. Under the pressure of our civilization, with its manifold demands, the individual is tempted beyond measure to do evil or harm to others, and if responsible, to the entire state and people, and if by thus acting he himself profits and those around him, there arises corruption in government. We are in a season of corruption talk. So that is why we're reading this now. And this is Marcus Garvey talking about corruption. He say, and if by thus acting he himself profits and those around him, there arises corruption in government as well as in other branches of the secular and civil life. All other methods of government having been tried and failed, I suggest a reformation that would place a greater responsibility upon the shoulders of the elect and force them either to be the criminals that some of us believe they are, or the good and true representatives we desire them to be. Government should be absolute. And the head should be terrible. All right. I could say that again, Marcus Garvey's idea of a government is that government should be absolute. And the head should be thoroughly responsible for himself and the acts of his subordinates. Mr. Peter Phillips, I know you have read this before, being that you was a Rasta from them time that you know about Marcus Garvey. And Mr. Holness, as a young man who never come out of that period of what you call rebellious understanding of the governments and practices of people, I want you to please listen to this. And if anybody can tape me or find the book, I don't know if you can find the book, but if anybody can tape me reading this, it will be very good to tape it and send go get the Prime Minister. Government should be absolute, and the head should be thoroughly responsible for himself and the acts of his subordinates. When we elect a president or a prime minister of a nation, he should be endowed with absolute authority to appoint all his lieutenants, from cabinet ministers, governors of states and territories, administrators and judges, to minor officers. He should swear, listen to this part, any government will carry through this, may I vote for them. I'm not going to make young beside me, I vote for them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make everybody in the RFM vote for any government will carry through this for Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey said, the Prime Minister, the President, he should swear his life as a guarantee to the state and people, and he should be made to pay the price of such a life if he deceives, craft, bow to special privilege or interest, or in any way undermines the sacred honor and trust imposed upon him by acts of favoritism, injustice, or friendly or self-interest. He should be the soul of honor, and when he is legally or properly found to the contrary, he should be publicly disgraced and put to death as an outcast, as an unworthy representative of the righteous will of the people. Marcus Garvey said, if the president who you elect, you go and give him absolute authority to elect everybody else. And if you find him with favoritism and all the other isms them will come with these things, he should be publicly disgraced and put to death as an outcast and an unworthy representative of the righteous will of the people. A prime minister should, by proper provisions made by the state, be removed from all obligations and desires of a material nature. In other words, he should get big pay, heavy pay. He should be voted a salary and other accommodations so large and sufficient as to make it reasonably impossible for him or those dependent upon him to desire more during his administration. He and his family should be permanently and substantially provided for after the close of his administration. Now, you know, in Jamaica, the Prime Minister get the CMPR when he retire. I think is what I'm named there. PG put that in thing and say, all right, so this is what Marcus Garvey said. If him do good, not if him just be a prime minister, if him represent the people properly, him and his family should be voted at salary and accommodation so large and sufficient as to make it reasonably impossible for him or those dependent on him to desire more during his administration. He and his family should be permanently and substantially provided for after the close of his administration. And all this, and possibly more, should be done for the purpose of removing him from the slightest possible material temptation or want. He, in turn, should devote his entire needs and desires of the people. He should, for all the period of his administration, remove himself from obligatory direct and fraternal contact with any and all special friends. His only friends outside of his immediate family should be the state. He should exact by law from all his responsible and administrative appointees at similar obligations, and he should enforce the law by penalty of death. His administrators and judges should be held to strict accountability and on the committing of any act of injustice, unfairness, favoritism, and we call all of the isms them, should be taken before the public, disgraced, and here Marcus Garvey said, oh, and stoned to death. That kind of harsh, that kind of harsh. I bet I just put them in a gas chamber. What? May I read the thing? And Marcus Garvey, may I read it? I know me I say to her. May I say the throwing that stone into death kind of sound harsh. I don't think so. Eh? You would have done that. What do you think them should have done? Lock them up in a jail? What that? I don't know where you're right, that's all. I don't know yeah, what now? This is something else, because I bet you all people never know, so Marcus Garvey said these things, yeah. Alright, so and that's I don't know if I agree with the stone to death business. Alright. Oh, she said gas chamber harsh though. True, gas chamber harsh. Alright, we should have put them in a prison with some murderer and thief for them to go in there. Alright? Put them in the same cell. Alright. This system would tend to attract. Alright, here's why I'm saying no, this harshness now. Because maybe it's true. This system would tend to attract to the sacred function of government and judicial administration only men and women of the highest and best characters, whom the public would learn to honor and respect with such satisfaction as to obliterate and prevent the factional party fights. See there? The factional party fights between different parties, socialism, communism, anarchism, etc., for the control of government. Because of the belief that government is controlled in the interest of classes and not for the good of all the people, it would also discourage the self-seekers. Can you just imagine if people know this is going to them? They will think twice about town politicians, you know, because they know them are going there without thinking, you know. You understand? So you can just imagine how this, even if you don't carry it out, but you know, they lock upon the law that if somebody do that, that is what's going to happen to them. You know, say, trust me, you could have worship a politician now. Yes. All right. So Marcus Garvey said, for the control of government, because of the belief that government is controlled in the interest of classes and not for the good of all the people, it would also discourage the self-seekers, grafters, demagogues from seeking public offices, as the penalty of discovery of crime would be public disgrace and death for them and their families. Marcus Garvey rough rasta. Marcus Garvey say, is that only the prime minister or the judge or the minister of this or that? But the disgrace should have upon them family too. You hear what I'm saying now? The state should hold the wife of the prime minister and the wives of all administrative officials solely responsible for their domestic households, and they should be required by law to keep a strict and accurate public account of all receipts and disbursements of their husbands during their administrative terms, and if any revenue come into the household other than provided by law should be promptly reported to the responsible officer of the state for immediate action. And should the wife conceal or refuse to make such a disclosure, and that it be discovered afterwards, and it was an act of crime against the dignity and high office of the incumbent, she and her husband should be publicly disgraced and put to death by any child or member of the family who before discovery reports the act should be spared the disgrace and publicly honored by the public. That is what you call now inform upon them. That means say if the child see this happen and tell them say but that your minister this and that and him do this. Him need to stop it or him report him, then you just elevate the child then. The state should require that the husband and his consort under the severest penalty of non-performance report the full amount of his entire wealth to the state before taking office, and that all incomes and salaries legally authorized be reported promptly to the wife to enable her to keep a proper public account. Whenever a prime minister, high official during his term has performed solemnly and truly all his duties to the people and state, and he is about to retire, he should be publicly proclaimed and honored by the populace, and all during his life, he and his family should occupy a special place of honor and respect among the people. They should be respected by all with whom they come in contact, and at death, they should be granted public funerals and their names added to the niche in the Hall of Fame of the nation. Their names should be placed on the honor roll of the nation, and their deeds of righteousness should be handed down to the succeeding generations of the race, and their memories sung by the poets of the nation. Me ready for write some poem. For those who have abused their trust, images of them should be made and placed in a national hall of criminology and in ill fame, and their crimes should be recited and a curse pronounced upon them and their generations. Me have that to deal with too. Yes. Government left to the free and wanton will and caprice of the individual in an age so corrupt as this, without any vital reprimand or punishment other than ordinary imprisonment, will continue to produce dissatisfaction, cause counter-agitations of a dangerous nature, and upheavals destructive to the good of society and baneful to the higher hopes and desires of the human race. This plan I offer to the race as a means to which we may perfect the establishment of a new system of government conducive to the best interest of the people and a blessing to our disorganized society and the 20th century. And this speech was done in December 1925, written by Marcus Garvey in Atlanta Federal Penitentiary. This is the Steppin Razor. Yeah, the time is 5:30. This is the Steppin Razor. You know, I got through the reason a while ago with Marcus Garvey and where I say about the penalty. You know, in Jamaica, not even jail, because Marcus Garvey never suggests jail. Marcus Garvey never suggests jail. But not even jail, them people are going for corruption. It's all the corruption we are here about. All the corruption where oldness talk about where the PNP did power. All the corruption. None of them no go to jail for it. All the corruption we are going in this year government as now. Nobody now gone to jail for it. It just water down and it just gone. It just gone, just drivel long so. You understand? Alright. You see the police them? The police them are asked to raise up here. How long now? About a year now? No, but from last year we hear that thing go on. And them now get nowhere with it, you know. Then where you expect the police them to do? Because I hear Marcus Garvey say, all of the ministers them and family and everybody must get such a pay and live in a big house and get the best car and all them things there, you know. That them thought of corruption, anyhow, the way them live, them corrupted, if them corrupt, them deserve to not live on the earth. And that Marcus Garvey I say, you know. Because them can't be so up there and I get taken care of. And then now go deceive the people them. So look at the police them. The police them need to get some money because the job them of the police them are do. all we are going and I say, boy, the police, them wicked and this and that, you know. But as some youth, go turn police, you know. Yeah, because some of them don't want to turn thief and them go turn police and then some of them end up a thief, even though them are police. Yeah, that's right. But really and truly, the police, them need to get good money. Just like teacher. Teacher in Jamaica should get good money. Understand? Police should get good money. So that when you drive on road and they stop you, them not stop you because them a look at money. Them stop you because your headlight now work, because you have speed and all them something there. You understand? And we have a set of police right now where anytime they stop you, it no matter. It's a money them a look. Reason why? Because the government that paying the people them properly and them send out the youth them out the road there. For go against some man with a bigger gun than them. And then them end up now become friend with the gunman them and start to get corrupt like the gunman them too. Look how long the police them look for a better pay. We can't tell you say the man them are work, you know, the youth them. And some youth out there, you know, brethren. And some youth out by the road at night time, you know. Meanwhile we are asleep, you know. And some youth out there we have family and all them something there. And all the policemen them say, watch out. We are doing the work. I used to say we are doing the work. Look how we have all state of emergency. From last one and we are work all. One policeman complained to me the other day, you know. The policeman complained to me. Imagine now, me, who knows the police start because of the Morant Bay rebellion, for keep down rebellion in Jamaica. And me, who want to start rebellion. The police are complaining to me. They say, both of them not angle right, you know. I say, who not angle no right? The gunman them or the politician them? Him say the politician them, I say, but the two of them are the same thing. Because it's start them and start the people them. Because we see that every time they say them don't have no money, you know, them don't have no money, yet we see say them have money because anytime them want to do something, them find the money. The road blocking, we are going now, them are going to spend $100 million to make a bypass that, you know, go through 3 miles. The money that they did if you do that, you know. But guess what? Them never did not go do it. Them things say something that go work out in the 3 mile thing that them never have to build that. So when them not go use that $100 million round that suffer now. You know, say some chinachi business. Them should have build a road there before the work start. And that them should have done, you know, build the road before the work start. And when the work start, now they make the detour go around there so. But them wait till the aggression and the people them get nervous and Dr. Bill rise up and all them something you know and job time last and time this and time that. And you know them say, all right, we're going to spend $100 million to build a road round the other way for go around and so. You know, so say, I wicked the people them wicked. I wicked the people them wicked. So Marcus Garvey, I tell you, say, look here. You see, if you say what Marcus Garvey, if you do what Marcus Garvey say, my brother a while ago, I tell me, say, Muta, anyhow, you institutionalize what Marcus Garvey say, none of them politicians would have taken the job. You're easy, you know, none of them politicians would take the job. Because when them know at the back of them head, say, because them going there for good intention, you know. Me not say, them really go for good intention. But it's when the good intention reach, when in they reach them, and them see the opportunity, the nepotism and all the things that can work for them just work it. You know, see, it's like how man come through the airport and them have certain things in them bag. And them know, say, boy, him have to go pay a fee, you know, but him have to figure out a way to him write all the wrong price for the thing. And him say it's a whole thing. Because I'm going to have broke something in the bag and I tell you, say, boy, right now, you know, so say the thing, a mash up thing and a new thing, you know. Because I'm have the other part in our next bag. You understand? Like when they used to cut car in a half and send one go and Moby and send one go to Kingston. The one half go to and then them join it up back. If a politician did ever know, say, if him do them little things there, and this will go reach him, trust me, man. You'll have peer angels. So in a way, the idea of the killing part and how you kill them is an extinct. I really. But you might say prison not going to work. And it's really not work because none of them not go to prison. Anyway, This is the Steppin razor, the art of war. We want to say give thanks. Give thanks to the moment and the time and the energy. And you know, say, we always play this. Okay. What time it is? 5:45.